Time to get ready for bed, hey T. You're good, Gromit, you're good.
Toby is a tram engine. He has cow catchers and side plates and doesn't look like a steam engine at all. He takes trucks from farms and villages to the main line. And he's cheerful to everyone he meets. He has a coach named Henrietta who has seen better days. It's not fair at all. Remembering that she used to be full, and 9 trucks would rattle behind her. Now there are only 3 or 4 that are farms and factories send their goods mostly by trucks. Toby is always careful. The cars, buses and lorries often have accidents. Toby hasn't had an accident for years, but the buses are crowded and Henrietta is empty. So that's what it is on Toby's line. So I'll tell you more of what the story is to come on later. Because Toby helps with transporting goods around the Blue Mountains and also helps with taking some passengers. And he's also got a special electric engine that can help him because he's vision impaired.
A lady and a stout gentleman stood on Toby's platform. He was, of course, the Fat Controller, but Toby did not know this yet. "Come on, father," said the eldest child. "Do look at this engine. That's a tram engine. Is it electric?"
Oh,
Shh, you have offended him. But trams are electric, aren't they? They are mostly, but this is a steam tram. Will we go in it, grandfather? Please? Stop. And they all scrambled into Henrietta, so did T, Gromit and I. Hip hip hooray! But Toby did not sing. Electric indeed, electric indeed. He felt very upset. What is your name? Toby, sir, and this is my coach Henrietta. Toby, that's a very nice name. And thank you for a very nice ride. Thank you, sir. He felt better now. Toby was glad that different people came to visit, plus it was getting inconvenient that the months passed because no one was bothering coming to their railway. Toby had fewer trucks and fewer passengers. That day, everyone wanted the chance of the last ride. The passengers joked and sang, but T, Toby and his driver wished they wouldn't. Goodbye, Toby. We are sorry your line is closing down. So am I. The days went by and freight trains often passed by on the main line near the railway where Toby is, which is shut down, and buses took over passenger duties for people that were travelling or something. Nobody wants me, Toby thought sadly, and went unhappily to sleep. Soon days had gone by, so had months, and Toby's ex-crew came to see him. Wake up, Toby, and listen to this. It's a letter from the stout gentleman. Toby listened. I mustn't tell you any more, or I'll spoil the next story of what's going to happen to me. It was a lovely day on the island of Sodor, and Thomas was busy on his branch line, pulling mixed passengers and goods, and he was chuffing along the line to the harbour. A large policeman was sitting close to the line. Thomas liked policemen. He had been a good friend to the constable that once retired. P.P. Good morning. But Thomas was sorry to see that the constable didn't look friendly at all. He was red in the face and looked very cross. Disgraceful, he spluttered. I don't sleep a wink last night. It was so quiet, and now engines are suddenly whistling behind me. I'm sorry. I only said good morning. The policeman pointed to Thomas. Where's your cow catchers? But I don't catch cows, sir. Don't be funny, snapped the policeman. He looked at Thomas's wheels. No side plates either. He wrote in his notebook, engines going on public road must have cow catchers, side plates and a cow catcher in front to protect people and animals from being dragged under the
wheels when they stray onto the line. You haven't, so you are dangerous. Rubbish. We've been along here hundreds of times and never had an accident. That makes it worse. The police captain answered. He wrote a regular lawbreaker in his book. Thomas puffed sadly away, of thinking what the Fat Controller will say next.
Controller was having breakfast. He was having toast and Vegemite. The butler came in. Bother that telephone. I'm sorry, my dear. He said to his wife, Thomas is in trouble with the police and I must go at once. Good.
At the station, Thomas's driver told the Fat Controller what had happened. Dangerous to the public indeed. We'll see about that. The Fat Controller spoke to the corrupt police captain. However, how much they argued, it was no good. The law is the law, said the corrupt police captain, and we can't change it. The Fat Controller sighed. I'm sorry, driver. There's no use arguing with police. We'll have to make those cow catchers and side plates for Thomas, I suppose. Everyone will laugh, sir. They'll say, I look like a tram. From the old days, the Fat Controller stirred. Then he laughed. Well done, Thomas. Why didn't I think of that before? We want a tram engine. When I was on my holiday in the Blue Mountains, I met a little engine called Toby. He doesn't get used as much, but the trucks and other vehicles are taking over his work and he needs a change. He has cow catchers and side plates. I'll write to his controller at once. The next day, Toby the tram engine arrived. That's a good engine. It's good to see you, Toby. You're just the engine we need, because there's been some complaints and issues along this line. And it's good to see you've bought Henrietta. You don't mind, do you, sir? The station master on my old railway was wanting to use her as a hen house, and that will never do. No, indeed. We can't allow that, plus Henrietta is too precious. Plus, we don't want her chopped up for kindling, because if she was turned into a hen house, that would wreck her. And it's good to see you've bought your special guide engine to help you see. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. That is lovely of you to say that. Plus, I'll be happy to help work along the line. Toby made the silly trucks behave even better than Thomas did. Toby is glad to be working on the island of Sodor, much better than his old line and better than anywhere else. Ding ding! Oi you! Ding ding to you! So Toby is happy to have Henrietta, and he's very happy to have his guide engine help him along the track because he has low vision and he needs special help to know where he's going to avoid hazards and to avoid different other things along the line. Play a bit more for Toby. Not bad, sighed Thomas. It'll be good if he can work with Percy and I one day. So whenever Toby passes the line where Thomas got confronted, he always does the right thing to alert the policeman to say no discrimination. So Toby helps with taking the milk, and he also helps with delivering coal and refrigerated goods. And he has a special livestock wagon, what he uses to help take animals to the market in. And he's glad that he's a good-natured engine. You'll find out in next story what happens next, because I'm just making sure to work out what happens in next story, because my version of Dirty Objects will be a little different, and I hope you enjoy it. Toby and Henrietta are enjoying their new life on the island of Sodor, but they do look old-fashioned and they need new paint. Natalie was rude whenever she saw them. Ugh, what dirty objects! This made Toby cross. Natalie, why are you blue like Thomas, Elward, Gordon and Danny? I am a splendid engine, ready for anything. You never see my paint dirty. Oh, that's why you once needed bootlaces to be ready, I suppose. Natalie snorted off. It was such an insult of a bootlace that had to be used to mend a hole in her coaches. At the end of the line, Natalie left her coaches and got ready for her next train. It was a slow goods, stopping at every station to pick up and settle down trucks. Natalie is worse than Gordon, and she hated slow goods trains. Dirty trucks from dirty sidings. I should be pulling coaches better than Gordon. Why does Topham keep those goody two-shoe engines? Thomas, Elward, Henry, Gordon, Jamesica, Percy and Toby, Danny and Monique, and Emily. Why can't she keep an engine like me? Because I'm more suited. The good trucks laughed. Because they did the right thing not to take any notice. So she was now ready with her goods train, and now she was off. I'll do it. So she charged up the hill, and the good trucks held her back. So soon, the guard got ready to put on the brakes for the train to go down the hill, but the good trucks had plans of their own. Now, the truck's chances come. Hurrah, hurrah, they laughed, and banging their butters, they pushed Natalie down the hill. On, yelled the good trucks. So, I've got to stop. Bang. I can't see where I'm going. Something sticky splashed all over 98462. She had run into two tar wagons and was black from smoke box to cab. She was more dirty than hurt. Plus, the tar had leaked all over her nice blue paint. So soon, Percy and Toby were called to take the fat controller to where the accident occurred. So they arrived at the site, ready to help clear up the mess and stuff. So later on, the Fat Controller spoke severely to 98462. Fancy letting your trucks run away. I am surprised. You are a very naughty engine, 98462. I'm sending you away for good from my railway, because no one on Sodor wants to see an engine like you, such as bumping my good trucks around, because my trucks on my railway behave well. And I hate it when you torment some trucks to be on your side. And I'm not very pleased about that either. You will be sent away for good. Toby and Henrietta, you deserve a new coat of paint. And Percy, I need you to help with the shunting. And I'll work out who to be the next station pilot when the railway gets even bigger. Thank you, sir. Now I want you two to take 98462 away. So now the four were now coupled up and got ready to take Natalie away. She stayed quiet for the rest of the journey, thinking how to pay the engines and their side out. And she was angry that her sister, who changed her name to Danny, was with them. So the engines were chuffing to Natford because they were glad that she was being sent back to where she was. Ooh. So they got ready to reverse to Natford. And finally they arrived in Natford. I'll get you engines back for this. But Percy and Toby and Henrietta all ignored her because they were glad that she was leaving the island. It was Christmas on the island of Sodor. All the people and engines were busy, and it was raining. Thomas, Percy and Toby were busy taking people and parcels up and down the branch line. Annie and Clarabelle were complaining. It's always the same before Christmas, they groaned. We feel so full. We feel so full. Oh, come on. Where's your Christmas spirit? Christmas Day is almost here. There was a wave from the cottage. That was Mrs. Kindly. So Percy and Toby were busy heading up the hill. Percy tooted at Mrs. Kindly and Toby rang his bell and Thomas whistled down from below. Merry Christmas. Christmas would never be Christmas without Mrs. Kindly, Thomas thought to his coaches. So the engines were glad that they were doing their best.
When work was over, Thomas went to see the other engines. All their coats had been polished. Huh, just look at us. Your driver will have to get you as smart as us. Never mind that, I've got something important to say. Don't you know it's a year since Mrs. Kindly saved us from a nasty accident? Most of these engines. You remember when she was ill in bed end? Yes, of course. You told us how she waved a red dressing gown out of her window to warn you about a landslide ahead, and the Fat Controller sent her to the south coast in Australia to get her better. But, said all the other engines except Percy and Toby together, the rest of us have never thanked her properly. Exactly, and I think we should give Mrs. Kindly a special Christmas party. Everyone was very excited, and they were sure that the Fat Controller would agree, and indeed they did. The engines were all making plans when silence fell. The Fat Controller had bad news. The weather's changed badly. Mrs. Kindly has been rained out. Percy and Toby said they'll go and rescue, and you must go too, Thomas. There's no party unless you do. Thomas hated being in the fierce weather, but he said proudly, I'll try, sir. We must rescue her, we must. There's a good engine. You, Percy and Toby will manage splendidly.
Soon the engines got their carriages and got ready to go to the rescue of Mrs. Kindly's cottage. Thomas had Annie and Clarabelle coupled up behind him, and Toby had Henrietta. People part of the SES rescue team, the volunteers, they were all packed and ready and got ready to get into the carriages. The guard blew the whistle, and Thomas and Toby and Percy were on their way. So they chuffed as fast as they could through the rain. It was steep getting up the hill, but the engines managed. And the engines quickly stopped at the hill, at the very top of the hill, and got ready. So because of there just being a new cottage, there was no accessible road for any of the vehicles to get down. So one of the SES people tried to climb up the embankment, but it was too slippery and crumbly. Right, we'll need something to get through the mud, thought Thomas. Who could we have? Because the ground is too crumbly and wet. Plus, trying to get a cruiser or something in it could bog it. Who could we get? Then Percy and Toby had an idea, and so did Henrietta. We could get Kiwor. He could get through the mud, and he can help with driving through. Smart idea, you three. I'll go and rush back to Knapford Station to get Kiwar to rescue Mrs. Kindly. So Percy and Toby followed as well. So an SES member stayed to help look after the area. So the three engines got to the station, and they could hear Kiwar's engine. He was very busy that day as well, helping clear up mud and helping rescue bog trucks and cars. And he also helped rescue Bertie. Kiwar! Hello, Thomas, what's the matter? Mrs. Kindly is stuck. Could you go and help her? An SES member tried to climb up the embankment, but he got injured. Could you help? Sure, I will. So the SES member got aboard Kiwar, and he quickly got to work. Now, soon Kiwar arrived as quickly as he could straight away to Mrs. Kindly's property. Kiwar was finding it a bit difficult, but he managed. So he quickly drove over to Mrs. Kindly's cottage, and the farmer got off and gently carried Mr. and Mrs. Kindly to Kiwar. I'll get you down to Knapford Station, and I'll stay here and mind your cottage and help clean up the mess that's wrecked your house. And Kiwar drove off and got ready to head back to Knapford Station. Then soon, Thomas, Percy and Toby followed behind. So, Farmer Finney drove slowly with Mr. and Mrs. Kindly aboard. So he accidentally pulled in the wrong way, but he couldn't help it. So the two of them got off Kiwar and got ready to get into Thomas's coaches. Thank you, Thomas, Percy and Toby. You've done a very good job. We're very proud of you. Thank you. And the SES team got back to their vehicle, and Thomas, Percy and Toby puffed off happily ready to go to the shed, ready for tonight for their party.
At last all the lights went on. What a marvellous sight awaited Mrs. Kindly. Well done, said the Fat Controller. I'm very proud of you all. Mrs. Kindly especially thanked the small engines. Thomas and Toby are old friends. And now, Percy, you are my friend too. Percy got very excited. 3 cheers for Mrs. Kindly. Beep, beep. And all the engines began to sing. Thomas and his friends thought it was the best Christmas ever, and Mrs. Kindly thought where she'd not rather live with him and his friends on the island of Sodor. The end of the first prequel of A Grand Day Out with Toby the Tram Engine.